Hello and welcome to video number 16 in the video series How to Build Your Online Marketing Business System. So you are a PT coach, offline gym owner, you've been following me up until this video already and you now have your offer in place. You know exactly what you want to offer your ideal clients. You've now built out your funnel, you know the questions, and you've built out your application form. And following this video, we're going to be talking about exactly how you take payment, the most exciting part of this process. But right now, you've actually got a lead. They're willing to talk to you on the phone. You're going to have them between sort of 15 and 30 minutes on the call. And the question is, what do you discuss on the call? What do you talk about with your hot lead? What is the process in order to close the client on the phone? Now remember, most of your marketing campaign up until this point has done pretty much the heavy lifting for you. I would say about 75% of the work has already been done, so great work already, and they're going to be really primed to say yes to you. So this is, again, a really exciting part of the process because conversions will be pretty easy should you have a great call. Now, human element is involved in this part. It's always great to include a human touch, and this is where you play your part. This is where they're going to be getting to know you, vice versa. You're getting to get to know them, and yeah, by the end of this video right now, you're going to be knowing exactly what to talk about on the phone in order to get that payment through, get the client enrolled into your program, and yeah, as you work your way towards your financial target. And as you know, within this video series, the goal is £5,000 or dollars, wherever you are in the world. So if this is of interest to you, then awesome, stick around, more to follow after this. Hello driven business owners, this channel is all about learning how to generate high quality leads and clients into your business empire if I can get my words out without all the tech overwhelm. So yeah, there's been a lot. I've prepared quite a lot for this video, so I'm just so excited to get this stuff over to you. But if you've been following me up until this moment, we're now video 16 and awesome stuff. If you've got any questions, as always, feel free to leave any comments below. But actually, before we get started, just to let you know, if you're brand new to my channel, then feel free to subscribe. And also, if you were to hit the like for this video and leave a comment, whatever that might be, I actually give away to 3 new subscribers each week my business bundle, which includes a lead gen fix service from me, a business survival kit, a done for you funnel, and also 2 free business trainings as well. So I'm here to help. I've been in the trenches since 2012 myself with my 4 indoor cycling studios, which were all offline, and then I migrated to online since 2014. So I have both experience in the offline and the online world, and I'm here to help because it can be a little bit of a minefield if you are transitioning any service or you actually want to build an online business from scratch online. So I'm here to help. And if you want to stay until the end of this video, there's just going to be more details following on from my 2-week free trial that I offer, where I can build everything out for you, get the results for you as well. And if you like what I get for you in the 2 weeks that we work together, then we can have a normal conversation, because I am a results-based type coach. I would only feel comfortable, and I'm sure that's how you would roll as well, getting results for your business. So if you look at the screen, there's a lot going on, but I'm going to walk you through everything. This is when you have the client on the phone. You're going to give them a call at the arranged time, and this is what we're going to be I'm going to be walking you through. This is what you would walk through your client with to close them on the call. So if you were to make notes your side, I'm going to provide like an overview in this video, because you can actually go into great depth and detail, and I don't want to lose too much of your concentration or your focus on this, because it can be quite a long-winded version I could do on this video, but I want it to be quite short and concise and to the point. So hopefully you can actually see the text as well. It's a little bit small from what I can see, but again, I'm sure you'll be fine your side. If you've got any problems, maybe we can jump on a call and I can give you the sheet. But yeah, this is just an overview. So if you were to maybe write down 5 principles to this basic 9-stage process of the call that you would have with your potential prospect. The first one is you would have an agenda to communicate over to the client. And the reason why you would have an agenda is so you have control of the call, because it's quite easily done, and it all comes with practice. If you were to have the client say to you, off the get-go, how much is this course? Well, they would know, actually, to be fair, how much your program would be, because they would have filled that out in your application form. But you want to have complete control over the call. That's why the first principle out of 5 is the agenda. The second principle of this 9-box type call structure is you want to aim to get a decision on the phone. It's either yes or a no. We don't like maybes. We don't like people sitting on the fence. And if it's a no, that's fine, because they can always come back to you at a later date. When people are not ready to buy, they're not ready to buy, because people like to buy, they don't like to be sold to. So at the end of the day, don't feel too deflated if you get a no, but the aim is to get a complete yes or no answer on the phone. Principle number 3 would be to find the gap, because your program stroke service is catering for the gap that they find themselves in. So for example, if you've got like a timeline, one end of the timeline you've got the pain points that they're going through, and the other end of the timeline they've got the pleasure points, your program would help them bridge, get them from the pain to the pleasure. So that's the third principle. The fourth principle of this whole closing the client on the call is to highlight their problems. So basically they reiterate exactly where they are, and it makes them hear again to themselves why they've got problems and how you can help them. And the fifth principle of all this is to enroll them at the end. So I'll go through them again. The five principles really is the agenda is the first one. Second one is decision. Third is find the gap that they're living in, where your program can serve to fill the gap. Fourth is to highlight their problems. And the fifth and final principle is to enroll them into your program at the end. So if you look and refer to this screenshot, you've got 9 boxes. And this is really like a... I don't really want to say script as such, because I don't, you can be your own person, give your own language on the phone, make sure you are yourself on the phone, be authentic. I don't want you to be referring to this word for word, and it's going to come across that you are reading if you were to do that as well. But this is like a framework, and I'm going to give credit to a few people, because my mentoring over the years, Chris Brown is one of them, Tim Drummond, he's another, Chibaria, Eric Ho, Grace Lever, and I can't remember. I've had so many mentors in the last few years since 2014, since going online. They all pretty much follow this same structure when you were to close, when you are closing the call, closing the client, on the call. So yeah, feel free just to make any changes your side should you wish, but don't deviate too far away from the structure, because it works. And there's a common theme within the mentors I've invested in over the years, and they all do follow this same sort of 9-step process. So if you were to refer to box number 1, the top left box here, agenda, this one here, I'll read out the script, but of course you can see in the purple, that's principle 1, agenda. Principle 2 is decision, and then you've got principle 3, the gap, and then you've got you've got the decision as well. That's another principle there, and you've got the problems that you highlight here, which is the 4th point, and then you enroll at the end. So if you were to go back to, refer to box number 1, I've put, hiya, it's so-and-so, so obviously you put your name, from blah, 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 your company. We have a call booked together, is now a good time? Now, it's always good to ask this question, because they might have just forgotten about the scheduled call, or they might have kids in the background, or they might be at work, or they might be driving. You need to make sure they have time to take your call, even if it's just them in a noisy environment. You need to make sure you're both engaged. So it's a very good question to ask. And then if it's a great time, then awesome, you could say something like, Perfect. I'm just going to share with you what today's call is going to be so I can give you some clarity. Is that cool? So you're asking them, is that cool? And obviously they're going to say yes. And again, this puts you in the driving seat of the whole conversation. So then basically you are leading the questions and they're answering. That's how you want it. You don't want them to take over and take reign of the conversation. Otherwise, it's not going to be a easygoing type phone call, and you could be on the phone for a long time. You want this to be between 15 and 30 minutes max. But here, oh, someone's calling me. Typical, isn't it? Let me just turn it off from my phone. Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. That was my family trying to call. Yeah, so where were we? Great. If they're happy that it's cool that you're going to be talking to them about what to expect on the call, you can say something like, great. All we'll do is spend about 10 to 15 minutes exploring your challenges and goals and to see if we can help you. So they know exactly what to expect. Always try and create their expectations when on the call. And then you can say something like, if we can, we'll discuss the program and get you started today. If not, and if we both don't think it's right, then we can try and recommend something other. Is that okay? You can always ping other people, the client, the prospect, to another service that you might do, or maybe some content online that you might have. And if they're not ready now, they might be ready at another time. So don't take too much of offence if you get all the way to box 9 and they're not ready, or maybe here the decision part. Okay, so box number 2. Oh, just to go back to box number 1, this should be about a minute long, really quick, to the point, and you know exactly where you both are whilst having the call together. So box number 2, why now, why me stroke us? Now you could be a solopreneur or you could be a company, so that's why I put me or us. And this is part of the decision. So what you can say in this box is on the lines of, great, before we get started, I would love to know why now is the right time for you to work on blah, blah, blah. So obviously you would refer to your program. If you're in the health and fitness industry, which is pretty much this video series is geared towards, are you ready to work on losing weight? Are you ready to work on toning up? Whatever it is that you're offering. And then you can have like a sort of segue type question. And quickly, why do you think we can help? So get them to sort of qualify themselves in a way of why they think you, as in your company, your services, would help them. And it's just some feedback for you as well, and some insights. That's always a nice question to ask there. And what I would suggest actually on any call is you were to print off like either 9 boxes or print off this. It's entirely up to you. So you can then write notes as you have the call together. Okay, so that should be between 2 and 3 minutes, box number 2. Box number 3 here, current situation. So this is us diving in their pain, roughly about 3 to 5 minutes. And you are going to allow them to talk. And this is so important. Get them to open up, get them to just talk freely about their issues, their problems right now. And you'll find out so much about your potential prospect, which is awesome. And it's a very, it can be quite a delicate part of the call. And, you know, they can feel quite vulnerable, maybe talking about things, but that's not a bad thing. But you just want to come across that you're there to listen and to help them. So you can say something like, perfect, thanks for sharing, let's dive in. Can you give me a 60-second overview of your blah, 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 so the problem they're having, so of your weight loss problem, of your toning up issues, or whatever it is. And then once they've said roughly why they're having problems or what their pain is about that, you can say, okay, interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? So you're going to try and go deeper. So if you were to refer to the analogy of an onion, you're peeling through the layers, peeling off the layers, so you can get into the deeper pain. And it's not for you to manipulate or to get them to really, you know, relive their painful experiences when it comes to what they're going through, when it comes to having loads of weight on their body frame, or, you know, their frustrations of not being able to, you know, gain muscle, whatever it is that you're offering. But you want to make sure you're highlighting that your program is right for them, and just to make sure in your own self that you can actually help this person as well. So these are why we ask these types of questions. Going further on is, how does that make you feel? Very good questions, especially maybe if you're speaking to the guys most of the time we're not always offered to talk about how we feel, so it might feel a bit uncomfortable for you maybe, but just come across as nice and friendly and polite. And again, it's all about you trying to serve them. Just think, when you're on the call, you are there to help them. You know full well that your program can help them, so this is why we have this process here in the third box. Other questions could be, how does this affect you? How long has this been a problem for you? What have you tried to overcome the problem? And again, don't deviate too far away from this structure, but you can obviously ask any question that you want here. But the idea is for them to uncover the pain, and you've got more of an idea as to what they're going through. Okay, so the fourth box is stretch the gap. So they're in their pain. This is one end of the spectrum, and this is their pleasure point. So basically, you try to identify how big the gap is between the pain and pleasure. So you can say things like in box 4, thanks for feeling safe to share, straight being honest. Let's switch gears. So again, you're just thanking them for them being open, honest, upfront and vulnerable, because it's quite a big thing. You know, not everyone has the chance to talk about their feelings in our busy sort of day in life. So it's nice that you've thanked them for them opening them up. And that's what good coaches do, right, as well. So, and also you can follow on by saying, what are you looking to achieve over the next 12 months? And what about over the next 3 years? You want to try and not extend their own gap that they might have between pain and pleasure, but you want people to be on a journey with you. And remember, if you're selling a 4 to 6 week program, the money is in the follow-up. So remember, you have your long-term value in the client. You can at least have them with you, and you can look after them and get them to where they want to be, at least in the next 12 months, or even more so. You can even paint the picture for 3 years. So that's where stretch the gap really comes from, is so that you have a great long-standing relationship with your prospect. And you can say something like, get really, a little side note here, get really present in the future. How would that make you feel to accomplish that? So if they have like big plans for like, you know, a 1 to 3 year sort of time frame, then you can ask them, you know, to express how they might feel, where they want to be in between 1 and 3 years. And you can also ask as another question, what else would you like to achieve? So there could be something else that might pop up, and you might even have another program you can maybe mentally, you know, jot down for a future reference. Okay, and that should take between sort of 3 and 5 minutes, stretching the gap. And the next box is the fifth box, and this is missing, stuck, stroke, broken. Again, part of the gap. This should be between 2 and 4 minutes. And you can just basically start off by saying, awesome, we have some great goals to work on together. So that reassures your prospect. What do you feel is missing or preventing you from getting those goals right now? And it's just all about finding out what they've done in the past which hasn't worked, or what they have tried, what they haven't tried, what they're frustrated with, and why they possibly are with you here on the call right now. And again, another question could be interesting. How long have you known this? So if it's been like 3 years and they still haven't managed to shift the 2 to 3 stone, whatever it is they're having struggles with, then that is a state of urgency, because you could say something along the lines of, well, you know, you could spend another 3 years maybe doing the same stuff if you don't make change now. So it's really important just to see where they've been up until having a call with you, so you've got a better understanding. Because you know you're very confident behind your program, you have every confidence you can help that person. So if they've been in pain for a number of months, even if not years, then you know it's your job as a coach to prompt them in the right direction and help them see that your program is definitely what they need. Okay, box number 6, I would suggest just to type back, just take a minute or so on this one. What do you need from me stroke us? So tie back to your solution. So here, if you were to become a client of ours, what would you need help with? And then you can ask anything else. So I'm sure they would have done their homework on you already. They would have known or have a really good idea as to what program they're potentially investing in. And it just reinforces why you, or the company you work for, your company, is the best solution for them. And again, it reinforces their decision to work with you if they tell you why they think your program will help. Okay, so this is a very important box here. Later or now, it's decision time. And getting help with that And getting help with all this, is it something you're looking to do later or now? So always finish off with now at the end of the question, because it's very powerful. Now is quite an instructive and quite constructive as well word to use. And yeah, they're bound to be on the call because they've been through the application, they've qualified themselves already, you've probably spent at least 15 minutes with them at this point already, getting to know them, like them, trust them, and vice versa. And it just seems right now later isn't really an option if you've gone through properly and easily their pain stroke pleasure type experiences of like where they are right now and where they want to get to. So there should be no really objections of them saying later. It should be now that they're ready and prepared to work with you from like now. So that's that box. You just want a yes or no. If they're like no, or even if they're on the fence, I personally wouldn't push it. You can't persuade someone or sell to someone who's not ready. Like at the end of the day, you only want yeses, and it ends up working against you if you end up getting someone or persuading someone heavily to invest into your program when they're just not ready. You need to find motivated and driven prospects into your business who are in motion already to make change in their life that they want to see. It makes your life easier, makes their decision a lot easier, and you know, when they work with you, it's an easier experience on both sides. So yeah, if it's a maybe or a no, that's fine. It doesn't mean it's a no forever. They can quite easily come back and work with you at a later date, so just bear that in mind. So if it's a yes, you then move on to the next box. So box number 8, problem feedback. So 3 problems and impact of problems. So I would have made notes up until this box, and I would just reiterate exactly what you've been going through. So then this confirms that you've digested the phone call well. This also reaffirms what they've been saying on the phone to you, and it provides confidence. The prospect will then feel like you've actually listened to their problems. So list out their main 3 problems and what impact that has had on their life. So then it just makes it more of a trustworthy experience on both sides. Like you're feeling confident that you can help them because you've identified the problems and the impacts you can see that it's had on their life, and you know that your program can solve these 3 problems. So a lot of trust can be built in this part of the call, which is great. And then at the bottom you can say, after your quick analysis, is that a fair representation of now? And they can either correct you if you've got it all wrong, whoops, you need to listen better next time, or if they say, yeah, that's a great insight as to where I am right now, then brilliant. That again primes them to say, yes, this is pretty much going to box number 9. Yes, this is what I want to do now. And then it should be a nice, smooth transition to the close at the end. So you are a good fit. You can close with ease. So I've got this box here saying, where do we go from here? So the notes I've made here is awesome. Well, so-and-so, I'm excited to say that we help people just like you who are stuck with whatever the problem is, losing their weight, and get blah, blah, blah results, like lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks, or whatever your program is. So in this case, it could be like, 10 pounds in 4 weeks, whatever it is, whatever you've decided to organise your campaign as. We would love to help you achieve whatever it is in 12 months, and then you can also include a 3-year goal as well, but again, it depends on your program. This is just a generic type thing. If you were to do a 4-week one, you could do an aftercare monthly ongoing, because remember, you want to increase and enhance your long-term value of your client once they enroll with you. And then you can talk about your options. So here I've just put an example just for this video. We have 2 options for you. You can have 1 short-term, impactful Kickstart, or 2 blah blah blah. Just write down whatever it is that you're offering in terms of options. I would like to just have 2 options, because then it's an easy, just go for one or the other. If you were to do more than 2, they're going to end up confused, and the confused person doesn't buy. So it depends again what you're offering. Usually it could just be, okay, great, the program is this. You can just offer 1 option, or you can offer another higher price version of your program. It's up to you. Again, this is just a framework. It's up to you how you want to do it, but that's just there as an example. And then at the bottom, you can tail it off by saying which sounds best for you right now. And there we are. I threw a lot at you and I hope that was all okay. Feel free to ask me questions below. Feel free to let me know how you've been getting on if you have been using this framework. Again, I've seen this framework pop up so many times through my mentoring over the years when it comes to taking calls over the phone, and due to the structure of your price and your program, the application that we've created together, and what they've already seen in terms of your testimonials and success stories, this is just the final 25% to convert. It does need a human touch when you are offering online services. Or it could be that they're going to an offline gym or an offline location, whatever it is. But this could be mirrored for online or offline. But it is important to have that a human touch and connection. So that's why on the call is so important. So I hope this gave you some insight as to what to say as a framework on the phone. Yeah, I've enjoyed creating this for you. So if you do like this video, as always, please press like, subscribe, and I'll mention again, if you were to leave a comment below, I do again offer to 3 subscribers each week my business bundle. And if you were to hit that bell notification button, you'll get notified of the following videos. I've got a few more after this, which will relate to Stripe as an online account and where you can take payment over the phone with ease. That's going to be following this video. If you want to, feel free to join my quality client generation Facebook group, where I am more so on Facebook or I am on YouTube answering questions. But yeah, I just help people who are in this position to learn how to generate high quality leads and clients into their business. So feel free to find the link below, more information on there. You can find me at jenlillian.com. I also have another link in the description box below. I have 3 paid online courses now, and also have loads of other quirky stuff and 3 trainings. So just have a little ganders, let me know what you think if you want to have a little browse. And yeah, life is how you create it, and a business is an extension of you. So there's a lot around mindset when it comes to business as well. You need to be in the right frame of mind. If things are not working, it may not be the strategy or the tactic that you are using. It could just be you have a money block possibly. So I do meditations. I do have mindset videos as well. So feel free to browse my YouTube channel for anything that you might want to have a little look at. And yeah, we're all here to make a dent in this world, and we can do that through our businesses. So yeah, let's do it together, and I will see you in the next video.